kind of a strange day right now. There's a bunch of stuff going on, but then at the same time, there's not a lot going on. Okay, so to give you guys an update of what's going on right now in the world, okay, because the other two videos that came out today that kind of addressed most of the stuff that I would like to readdress came out a couple of days ago, right? Because we could just dunk on monkeypox for another 20 minutes, but California declared it a state of emergency, and of course they did. Have you taken a look at what other infections are running rampant through San Francisco and Los Angeles? It, of course, makes sense over on the left coast, as it were. And Nancy Pelosi, she touched down in China, met with not in China, sorry, in Taiwan. Soon enough, it'll be China, but touched down in Taiwan, and just some bloviating happened. Outside of that, it was just basically your standard fucking meeting. So, again, nothing really happened. So, what's going on stateside? Biden's, I guess, symptomatic from his rebound case of the coof, and outside of that, not a whole lot right now. So that kind of, it leads me to believe that there's something worse in the works right now, but we don't really have any leads when it comes to that stuff. All we have right now is, oh God, you know what? Oh, there's probably a bunch of people that are out there, okay, in certain corners of the internet that constantly pay attention to what The View is saying. There's probably, yes, two opposing factions that are out there. People that unironically watch The View, which is just your rank and file, housewife that's out there who thinks that they actually, they touch on a bunch of different topics, and I feel very educated on all of them. Or whatever those fucking hens decide that they want to regurgitate out there, okay? And then there's the other side, who can probably make quite a bit of money by just simply hate watching it and reporting the dumb shit that they say, because you could do this every single goddamn day. I don't want to do that, okay? But when they have two back-to-back bangers coming out on this, you gotta take note of this, okay? So another thing that happened today, which I could talk about, but it's because Whoopi Goldberg and the crew decided to have such a brilliant take on it. I figured, why not just react to their coverage on this? Okay, so the current head of Al-Qaeda got whacked. Okay, that's that al-zawahiri guy, or as the Washington Post, I'm sure, would refer to him as an austere scholar of the Islamic State. He got whacked by U.S. troops, okay, which is great, I guess. Wonderful, fantastic. If Biden would have done his job in Afghanistan, would Al-Qaeda have the foothold that they do? I don't know, man. I don't know, but a nice little a check mark in the column for dead terrorists, so it's a decent day, okay? But again, why is that even a thing if somebody would have done their job to begin with? But apparently for Joy Behar, it was a moment to dampen that chair, because that made her, I don't even know where we're gonna go on this one, because this statement is just so goddamn stupid. Biden is like Liam Neeson. Did she think that Biden has a certain set of skills, none of which are like oratory, short-term memory, even spatial awareness to climb a flight of stairs? Like, he doesn't possess those specific traits, but he can definitely have somebody killed, not too effectively like the Clinton family could, but they'll eventually get around to it, okay? Or if you want your cousin sniffed, I'm sure Biden's probably like Liam Neeson in the fact that he has a certain set of skills. We just don't know what those are, okay? He's just very popular with 81 million people, right? Those numbers can't possibly be wrong. Joy Behar told her co-hosts on Tuesday's broadcast, the ABC's The View, that President Joe Biden is like the actor Liam Neeson. Is he also yelling at those block bastards as well? If you know, you know. In the 2008 film Taken. Okay, yeah, because that's the only film or the film franchise that they can point to when it comes to Liam Neeson. The motherfucker has done a bunch of better shit than fucking Taken, okay? Because outside of his soy sauce dyed wig that he wore for that fucking abomination of a film, I'm not a big fan of it, okay? And then the subsequent, I think there was 3 of those in the franchise. It could have been longer than that, but there's so many holes. I fucking despised that film when it first came out. I only watched the first one, and then the next 2 were probably pretty unnecessary for the fact that, yeah, you rescued your daughter. Cool, wonderful, fantastic. And then after that, how do you raise the stakes from that? Somebody kidnaps his ex-wife. Do you think anybody would actually care if their fucking ex-wife got fucking geeked? I don't think so. But again, these are just normie takes from a bunch of screeching harpies who are post menopause. So where does this analogy lead us? While discussing the killing of Al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. in a drone strike in Afghanistan. During his speech Monday, Biden, while coughing through this, because again, he's got coof back-to-back cases, right? Justice has been delivered and this terrorist leader is no more. I like the whole we got him. He died like a dog when they got al-zawahiri, head of ISIS, or ISIL, when Trump put one of those terrorist dogs to bed. He just absolutely fucking default danced on his grave, and that was a great speech. I'm sure Biden probably, I don't know, gave him big ups, you know. They have a long history together. I'm sure they probably exchanged business proposals at some form or fashion, some point in time. People around the world no longer need to fear a vicious, determined killer. What, are you announcing your resignation? Or your resignation? Resignment's not a word. The United States continues to demonstrate our resolve and our capacity to defend the American people, except for the ones that you hastily extracted from that same region about a year ago at this point. Don't remember any, you know, previous history. No, don't worry about that. The American people against those who seek to do us harm. We make it clear again tonight that no matter how long it takes, no matter if you hide, if you threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out. That's nice. Using Taken's tagline, Behar proclaimed, "He's like Liam Neeson. I will find you and I will kill you." Oh, Lord have mercy. He said the United States will find you and take you out. And literally, do you think that Joe was down there piloting that drone? What a fucking brainlet take. Co-host Whoopi Goldberg says he takes a lot of heat for pulling troops out of Afghanistan. Justifiably so, for very good fucking reasons, okay? Because he left at the will of the Taliban, instead of doing this correctly, okay? But how are they gonna fucking, just hand wave this atrocity away? I mean, does it not show you that, you know, with drones, we apparently don't need boots on the ground to target terrorists, and if you would have done this correctly to begin with, there would have been a defense force on the ground, and American soldiers, at least, you know, the ones with the official bandage, okay, with the American forces designation on their arms, wouldn't have had to deal with this, okay? You would have had the Afghani security force, but they all tucked tail and fucking ran, just like that proxy president that was there, who, I don't know where that motherfucker is right now, but he's definitely cashing some American checks, okay? He flew out of that place with all of his millions, all of his fucking supercars. It was hilarious at the time, and I broke down that, way back in the cut. Behar added, "I hope the irony is not lost on us that while Biden is taking out this terrorist from 9/11, Trump is playing golf. He can't do anything, you simple cunt. What the fuck do you think he's gonna do? With the Saudi Arabians who are behind the 9/11 attack, I think it's an important contrast to make." What are you talking about? I don't know, maybe my short-term memory is just as bad as Biden covering him, you know, multiple times during the week, but I seem to recall him down there giving an old fist bump to one of those Saudi sheiks when he couldn't get any oil out of them. So again, where's your harsh criticism of him there? But no, Trump's playing golf. Yeah, it's his golf tournament, and he has every prerogative to do as much because he's not in office. He has no power right now. But just you wait, just you wait. Oh, but don't worry, these clucking fucks are just not quite done yet, okay? So they invited Ron DeSantis, you know, the Ron DeSantis. Let me get that stupid video out of the way. Oh my god, my recording software, it sits right down there in the corner, and I can just sometimes see what's going on behind it, but that would have been super annoying to see. I've seen a bunch of flashing lights, and I don't even like that, but still, I like it a little bit more than the view, because at least you can follow that a little bit better, okay? Just the flashing lights, it provides a little bit more substance than this idiocy. Okay, so Ron DeSantis, okay, he's gonna come down and sit in the hen's nest or whatever, okay, but oh, they got a brand new conservative on the panel, and then that balances out because what's that fucking fat jumping bean, Anna Navarro or whatever her fucking name is, she's a conservative, okay, and then you got Joy Behar. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg, I don't even know who the rest of them are. But the new conservative on the panel is one of the most vocal never-Trumpers that you are ever going to fucking find out there, okay? And she replaced the spot that was vacated, the very voluminous space that was vacated by Meghan McCain, who, again, and then that was even, okay, filled by a position of one of the most bloviating pundits that were ever on The View, Jedediah Bila. Yeah, she recently had quite the interview on the internet, and boy, boy, did all of her TradCon tendencies really bubble up to the surface, and it really showed that it doesn't matter political affiliation or anything. Women are always going to boil themselves down to the same basic fucking arguments. But I can look at that at another date if anybody cares about that. Otherwise, just feel free to go out there and take a look at Jedediah versus Rollo Tomasi and just enjoy yourself. If you can stomach Jedediah talking over one of the most well-read, well-researched people in the field of intersectional dynamics. If you want to go ahead and subject yourself to that, by all means, have fun. Anyways, yeah, no, The View presents themselves, even right now, okay, as a balanced panel, right? You have, two conservatives, two leftist idiots from New York. Behar is famous for being a comic at some point or another, and Whoopi Goldberg used to fuck a guy who did blackface, and she was in Sister Act in the early 90s, okay? It's funny, right? Whoopi Goldberg always wears that with a badge of honor, but nobody ever brings that up to Ted Danson. That's fine. Ted Danson's fine, you know. I like him. He's pretty charming and charismatic. It's just, maybe everybody just kind of gives him a little bit of deference when it comes to that, because, whew, boy, that's a big old bullet to bite for society there, to dick down Whoopi Goldberg. But anyways, back to Ron DeSantis turning down The View for an interview, because there is nothing to really gain by just being character assassinated, because they aren't going to discuss any fucking substantive issues, okay? They aren't just going to sit down and have a conversation about the Don't Say Gay bill, and Ron DeSantis is literally killing the LGBTQ community. They would never accomplish anything, okay? That's why you don't need to go into these fucking leftist spaces. Just let them wither and die on the vine. That's fine. And then you can just fucking subsist in the whatever little goofy corner alongside Kyle Kalinske and those fucking former Hill fucks. Nobody cares about them. They aren't growing their space because everybody sees them as the fucking shills that they are. Have fun. Live in obscurity, okay? No, you want to discuss ideas with people who actually want the betterment of society. People who have their ideas, and they can bring them together, discuss those ideas instead of just devolving into, well, you're just like Trump 2.0, or you're literally killing people because of the coof, or just whatever fucking nonsensical arguments they'd come to. So Ron did the right thing by just saying, no, actually my press conferences probably pull better numbers than going on an episode of The View, so why would I take a step down in exposure just to show off to a bunch of people who just fundamentally hate me? I'll take my leave now. So DeSantis passes on an offer to appear on The View and responds with scathing email listing litany of personal attacks from woke hosts who called him racist, homophobic, and anti-transgender. I don't think he's ever, okay, like, that's just your regular ists and phobes, okay? That's just the normal ad hominem attacks that whatever bad faith actors will just throw out to you whenever they're trying to discuss something with you, which they never actually discuss something. It's always just devolving into those type of attacks, okay? I've never seen anything racist from Ron DeSantis. Homophobic? No. And anti-transgender? No. Okay. Anti-transgender children, because that's child abuse, but outside of that, I don't really know. But again, they don't even have any of the facts straight when it comes to this. So let's take a look. Now, Ron DeSantis had his office issue a scathing response to the ABC's The View after the talk show asked him to appear as a guest. That's what I really like about Ron DeSantis. And again, whenever I just bring up the hypothetical situation of him running for president in 2024, I don't want him to run in 2024 because there's one obvious pick for 2024, okay? And it ain't Ron right now. It's Ron in 2028 if he wants to, or if he wants to run in 2024. He's a VP, okay? You're number 2. You're next in line, kid, okay? Now just go home and get your fucking shine box. You'll be called on when you need it, okay? But I really do appreciate his swagger and the fact that he crafts his messages to the hostile parties in such a way. It's really great. Always. Like, what was that? I think that was 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes was trying to do that hit piece on him where they were just cutting his interview out in pieces like Homer Simpson on that fictitious magazine show about grabbing the gummy Venus de Milo off the babysitter's ass. He was dressing her down and released the footage behind the scenes and then just dunked on that show. I can't remember. I think it was 60 Minutes, but I might be incorrect. Whatever it is, whatever alphabet network out there has that same 90-minute in-depth show in the evenings, whatever the fuck. He's really good at this stuff, by the way. The daytime show reached out to the Republican governor of Florida to invite invite him on the show. The governor declined the invitation in a blistering email that detailed at least 4 occasions that the woke hosts and guests, including Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, there's no D at the end of that, okay, and Sunny Hostin. Oh, that's the other abomination that's up there. Had openly slammed the governor and his policies. Right, she is exceptionally stupid. How could I forget? God, I don't even remember the last dumb thing that she said, but it's a day that ends in Y. You can just pull the script and she probably said something retarded. DeSantis, his team declined to allow him to go into the lion's den with liberal ladies, instead opting to take the row to Twitter. Yeah, why not? They're just going to lob shots at him anyways, so. DeSantis Deputy Press Secretary Brian Griffin, nephew of Peter, claimed that he received the request on Friday asking to arrange the appearance with the show, saying they would be honored to have the governor. Posting his email online, Griffin wrote, "Thanks for the invite. I understand you are sending this request on behalf of your team, but are the hosts of The View really interested in hearing from Governor DeSantis about all the important work that he's doing on behalf of Floridians to protect their health and livelihoods, to stand up for the parents and children, and to defend freedom?" We all know the answer to that. This is very well written, okay? This is the exact thing that you should be doing, because if they were going to be having a good faith argument, I'm sure he would be more than willing to go and have that conversation, even if it was going to be an adversarial process, okay? Even if they wouldn't agree on everything. But if they were to agree on the things or the values, the American values of freedom, of liberty, of raising a family, I'm sure, yes, he would be more than willing to engage in that dialogue, but it was never going to be that. And they detailed the instances in which they've engaged those ideas without Ron DeSantis being present and provided the receipts. You'll love to see it. Oof. That's the face that you see standing guard outside of a burgeoning home garden to scare off opportunistic waterfowls. Just saying. Which of the below statements from the host of The View do you recommend our team consider when deciding if the interview will be genuine pursuit of the truth or worth the time? We will pass on this offer. Griffin added, "Also, please note, we don't coordinate appearances or events of a political nature from the official office. Our role is to serve the people of Florida. All the incidents listed by DeSantis teams occurred within the last year." Oh yeah, you could pull shit all the way back from 2018 all the way through till today. The first of the 4 incidents came from co-host Joy Behar, who said DeSantis had a white supremacist base in August of last year. Yeah, half the state of Florida, before the influx of all of the New Yorkers leaving that liberal hellhole during 2020, okay? He won by just a fraction of a percentage point, and imagine the different place Florida would be right now if Andrew, I like to smoke crack in motel rooms with gay hookers, Gillum would have won. What a strange timeline that would have been. Behar, as well as several of her co-hosts, criticized conservative leaders on a regular basis. Oh yeah, no doubt. But we got conservatives on this panel. No, you don't. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned who it was. Jennifer Rubin. You've never heard of her unless you're on Twitter. She's terrible, and that's going to be the resident conservative going forward. Yeesh. Sunny Hostin, a legal analyst. She's a lawyer, guys. Even labeled him Death Santis for his COVID-19 policies in one of the incidents his team identified. Yeah, you take a look at the numbers now that we have a pretty good number base, and even still, I'm sure they were probably cherry picking numbers that were out there, or maybe just, not reading the stats at all and being a little bit too reactive. He lifted all of his policies way too early. They should have mask mandates, they should have vaccine mandates, and why aren't more people dying? He is literally Death Santis. Stupid. She was probably fine 30 years ago. Oof. DeSantis' office offered 4 examples of woke hosts targeting him, including when Behar called the governor a homicidal sociopath last year. Where can you find common ground with somebody who thinks and believes that you are exactly that? I'll just wait. Just wondering. Okay. Hostin declared him fascist and a bigot and criticized his policies as anti-black history laws, while host Ana Navarro branded him as anti-black. Again, you take a look at his, this position immediately comes to mind, but his Surgeon General, he's one of the most based individuals walking the face of the earth. Oh yeah, and he is darker than your closet at night. Users on social media were quick to laugh at the governor for being a crybaby in response to his request. Yeah, this is literally the tactics of internet debates that are out there. Oh, see, completely owned. owned because he didn't want to show up. Oh, are you big tough guy? Yeah, no, exactly. It just devolves into fucking ad hominem attacks that make zero fucking sense. And again, this is Twitter, okay? Who gives a fuck? Others were quick to side with the governor, with one Twitter user calling the response a home run. Yeah, it's pretty funny, actually, okay? Because they've been taking shots forever. And it really is sad, you know what? Knowing his, Ron DeSantis, his wife, recently overcame breast cancer. Casey DeSantis, lovely woman. It's great that she received a clean bill of health not that long ago. Man, he doesn't get to rub shoulders, very voluminous shoulders with the likes of Hannah Navarro there, Sonny Hostin literally melting away before our eyes, or listen to the dulcet tones of Joy Behar right up close and personal. He's just really missing a grand opportunity for, I don't know, saving his brain cells, if we're being completely honest. Fuck all these broads. They're terrible. They're awful. Their show is trash, and it's only funny to just dunk on every once in a while. So maybe I'll revisit this and, oh hell, I don't even know. Though they say stupid shit every fucking day, okay? And I don't even like to wade into this type of nonsense all that often. It's just, there's only a little couple of interesting things going on today from the macro level. Major League Baseball is making a bunch of trades. I don't really know. It's just a bunch of fucking dumb shit, and the Padres think that they're being fucking hot shit by just emptying out their farm system, not realizing that they play in the same division as the LA Dodgers. You fuckers are gonna lose. You might not even make the playoffs. What the fuck are you wasting all that time and effort for? But whatever. Regardless, Ron DeSantis, big W. Joy Behar, I don't know, has the hots for Joe Biden in some weird fucking 6 degrees of separation way. I don't know. They're all fucking weird if you ask me. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.